world that there is or was is ever gonna bring me down. You're happy. Bring no one more. So we got to bring her.
Alright, and finally we come to the end of our presentation looking at musicals in film and television. Now, in the past, musicals have mostly been restricted to theater, whether on Broadway or smaller productions locally, but they've always been kind of more of a luxury. They've been something that people go to, who are considered culture or have the means to. But now with musicals arriving in film and television, they're far more accessible to more people. The first, what historians consider the first major successful motion picture musical, was Evita, which was produced in 1996. Now, I tend to disagree with this because one of my favorite musicals was White Christmas, and that came out a long time before that. But this is what historians consider to be the first successful one, so we'll just go with that. And probably because it sparked so many musicals to follow it. So in the 2000s, there were a long series of films that were musically based and considered musicals. Two examples are Moulin Rouge and Across the Universe. Both of these films were based on music by other people. Moulin Rouge was based on a lot of pop songs from, current times, and Across the Universe was based on the music by the Beatles. Now, aside from film, there's been a lot of musical presentations in television shows. And it's not just that, there's music in the background or anything. These shows actually focus on the music. And so an example is HBO's Flight of the Conchords, which follows a two-man band from New Zealand. It's a pretty entertaining show, and they do a lot of their own songs. And then I don't know how many people haven't heard of this next one, Glee. It's one of my favorite shows, and their show is heavily based on music. I think I've only seen one show where there was only like 2 songs performed, and everything else is usually more than 2. But I thought this was a good culminating clip to use, because if you watch the show, a lot of the kids in the Glee Club, they express their emotions through music, and oftentimes their teacher, Mr. Schuester, does as well. But this time Mr. Schuester is sick, and Gwyneth Paltrow is guest starring as Holly Holiday as their substitute. And she's been kind of given a hard time, as most subs are in today's public school system, and so she's kind of showing the kids that she still has her groove and that she can, match with the best of them. And again, this is just a good example of when the emotion is too strong, you have to sing. Sometimes the only way to prove yourself is to sing. And so, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you enjoyed this final clip with Glee.
Woo! Now, okay,
Ow.
Excuse me, what would you know about CeeLo? Because you're like 40.
Top 40, sweet cheeks.
Hit it!
I see you drive around town with the guy I love, and I'm like, forget you. I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, forget you. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't afford a Ferrari, but that don't mean I can't get you there. told me this is good for your dad.